Here we go. That first one all the way down.
Welcome, and so welcome aboard, everyone.
Trevor, those are close. Everyone's giving you a clear.
Asante Sana Ward, and that does mean thank you in Swahili. And here at Harambe, we also say Twende. Twende means let's go. Well, jumbo, everyone. My name is Ryan. I'm all the way up front. I'm going to be your safari driver for the next 2 weeks as we explore the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. A few safety reminders. Please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside my truck at all times. And please remain seated. Now, my friends, we are going to begin our safari in the Little Ituri Forest. Now, the forest is home to many shy and reclusive animals, and so be on the lookout for any animals in the bushes and on the hillsides. So anyway, my friends, let's go. Once again, my name is Ryan from Erie, Pennsylvania, and welcome aboard Kilimanjaro Safaris, everyone. Over on the right hand side, you're going to get a really nice look at the okapi. Well, the okapi might look like a relative of the zebra from those party pants, is the only known living relative of the giraffe. We know this based upon its similar skull shape as well as that prehensile or finger-like tongue. While known by locals for generations, the okapi was not discovered by Western scientists until 1901. Left-hand side, there's a bird over there. It's actually two birds over there. Those are saddle-billed storks, my friends. Now, the saddle-billed stork, when you find one, you usually find the other. They mate for life. My favorite love story out here on the reserve. Now, instead of chirping or whistling like most birds do to vocalize, saddle-billed storks will actually rattle their bills together and create almost a clacking noise. Their wingspan is actually incredibly large. It's about 8 feet, which is the same distance as the canopy of my truck up above your heads. So if they stretch out those wings, it'll be the same distance as that canopy. Now, out here in the forest, a lot of these animals will rely on camouflage to hide from predators. Camouflage different colorings, markings, textures, patterns, scale skin, and furs, feathers, anything of that nature to help them hide from predators, which does make our safari a bit more of a hide and seek game. Now, over on the left-hand side, I do see quite a few forest antelope species. These orange ones, they are called bongos. And then there it is. It's on the left-hand side. I thought I saw them. Those are kudus, greater kudus. Now, these forest antelopes, they have a white vertical line stripe pattern on them, helping them to blend in, looking like sunlight filtering through the trees. Those are female greater kudus, seeing as that they do not have horns. Males have 6-foot-long corkscrew horns. Now, for the bongos, those orange ones, both male and female bongos have horns that are actually tilted backwards, helping them to move through the forest underbrush without getting caught on anything. So we're making like a bongo and skedaddling out of the forest here. We're going to say goodbye to the forest and jumbo to the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is home to many aquatic animals, many of which will spend their entire lives in the water, so look on the surface for any bubbles or ripples. Actually, as we're coming down in on the right-hand side, beautiful look at the Nile hippopotamus, my friends. And then also we have the pink-backed pelican over here on the right-hand side as well. Now, the pink-backed pelican, they get their name from that rosy pink color that appears on their cheeks, on their backs during the mating season, almost like they are blushing. They are a colonial nester, meaning they will group up in about 500 birds at one time. Now, is anyone able to see that hippopotamus back there? Perfect. Let's just see that. Well, the hippopotamus, they get their name from the Greek word meaning river horse. While hippos can swim, they actually prefer to sink to the bottom, neither walk or trot along the riverbed, earning them the nickname the river horse. Now, during that underwater journey, hippos can eat upwards of 100 pounds of river vegetation. Talk about some hungry hippos. Now, it looks like there are going to be some more hippos over on the left-hand side in the distance, just beyond those cave walls. Anybody know what a group of hippos is called? A group of hippos. It's called a bloat. The bloat of hippos. Left-hand side, beautiful. Look at this smiling Nile crocodile. Now, the Nile crocodile is one of the largest living reptilian species and also the largest in Africa. If you take a look at their backs, you're going to notice some bony plate-like structures. Those are called osteoderms. These osteoderms serve as a reptilian-like armor. They also serve as solution. Crocodiles are echinoderms. Now, the Nile crocodile is also an apex predator, feeding mostly on fish. However, they are also considered an opportunistic predator. This does mean that they will feed on anything that is unlucky enough to cross their path, which does include large mammals. Now, my friends, with this curve, we are going to be descending into the savanna. Now, the savanna is home to some of Africa's most characteristic and iconic animals. Back in the forest, we saw or didn't see many animals use camouflage to hide from predators. But out here on the savanna, you're going to find safety in numbers, many eyes to watch for many predators. Out here on the savanna, there is also a dry season. This dry season lasts about 9 months out of the year. During this time, there's little to no water, and these animals are well adapted to deal with it. However, you are not a savanna animal, my friends. Make sure that you stay hydrated and don't let your dry season start today. My goodness, my friends, as we enter the savanna, we are beautifully greeted by the Maasai giraffe. Now, the Maasai giraffe has that splotchy, almost watercolor-like pattern on their fur, helping to distinguish them from other species of giraffes, such as reticulated giraffes. They have a little bit sharper edges. Now, the giraffe, of course, is the tallest land animal in the world. Giraffes reach a height of 18 to 20 feet tall. Now, giraffes also have an 18-inch prehensile tongue that they do to use for one thing, and that is eating, my friends. Giraffes are actually known for eating. They will eat upwards of 20 hours a day. So you might be wondering then, Safari Driver Ryan, when do giraffes sleep? Well, my friends, giraffes only sleep 30 minutes a day. That is it. They have perfected what we humans call the power nap, and they sleep in incremental minutes throughout the day, usually standing, as it is very rare to see a giraffe sitting or laying down. We're actually going to get a closer look at those giraffes when we swing around the other side of the savanna. But actually, over on the left-hand side, they're already up and active right now. My friends, the African painted dog. I know we're looking directly into the sun. Is anyone able to see those movements? We're going to get a closer look on the other side of the straw, my friends. Now, the African painted dog, formerly known as the African wild dog, they're one of the most successful hunters out here on the savanna. They communicate using a series of chirps and yips, and once they bring down their prey, the pack will share the meal together, but the pups will always eat first. Beautiful look at the African painted dog. Now, also coming up over on the left-hand side, a species of antelope, long slender horns belonging to the sable antelope. Now, those horns can get up to 6 feet in length and be razor sharp. They are incredibly territorial. And they are known for their bravery. In a fight or flight situation, they will always choose to fight. Now, up ahead, I do see some black and white stripes. Now, these black and white stripes belong to the Hartmann's Mountain zebra. Now, the Hartmann's Mountain zebra, a group of them, is called a dazzle, as they do dazzle the savanna with their beautiful stripes. Now, the one cool thing about the zebra is that every single zebra stripe pattern is completely unique. It's like a human fingerprint. So when foals or baby zebras are born, they will memorize their mother's stripe pattern and stay by her side for about 9 months. I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit forward so we can get all those zebras into one shot, but also to appreciate the Maasai giraffe having a little bit of some dinner time. Well, I mean, when you eat for 20 hours a day, what is dinner time actually? Actually, on the top of that giraffe's head, as it's, walking closer to us, to get a little better view, you see those two bony-like structures. Those are called ossicones. In male giraffes, the ossicones are a little bit larger, and so they actually use them to fight for dominance by swinging their necks at each other. Now, coming up on the right-hand side, we have multiple new species of animals. Right-hand side, large, massive horns belonging to the ankole cattle. Small, tiny tan antelope, kind of looking like a mini s'more with a graham cracker chocolate stripe. Marshmallow tummy, the springbok. And then we have the gray antelope, that is the wildebeest. I'm going to go ahead and pull around this bush here. You have a beautiful look at all these antelopes. And then the ankole cattle, of course. Now, the ankole cattle, those horns, they might look big and heavy, but they're in fact quite light. They have a honeycomb-like structure inside those horns, allowing them to be so light, but also allowing blood vessels to flow through those horns. This then helps with extraneous or extra heat loss. They're also named the Watusi cattle, named after the people who first domesticated them, making them one of the only domesticated animals out here on the reserve. Now those springboks, those small, tiny antelopes, they are small, but they are mighty. They're one of the top 10 fastest land animals in the world, reaching speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. And they get their name from their unique ability to spring or leap 6 feet vertically and 13 feet forwards, my friends. If that springbok wanted to, it could jump through this truck where you're sitting right now in a single leap. Left-hand side is actually my favorite animal out here on the reserve. This is the eland. Looks like there's a male eland with those shorter but thicker horns, and then a female eland, skinnier and longer horns. Now, that is the world's largest species of antelope. They weigh in at 2,200 pounds and stand 6 feet tall at shoulder height. My friends, from a standstill, that eland can jump 8 feet in the air. Left-hand side, another look at the wildebeest. Now, the wildebeest, they are known for having one of the largest animal migrations on the planet, with about 1.5 million wildebeest migrating at the same time. My friends, when they move, they kick up a dust cloud so big it can be seen from space. Now, when wildebeest are born, they can stand and run within minutes. There are a lot of predators out there on the savanna, so they need to be able to run if necessary. Now, my friends, as we crest this hill, we are entering into elephant territory, and so please keep your eyes peeled. Does look like we're going to have some luck, my friends. Left-hand side, the African elephant. Now, looks like there's multiple elephants in this area, which is probably meaning a social group of females. The African elephant is the largest land animal in the world, with adult males weighing up to 13,000 pounds, but males are solitary. They will separate themselves from the rest of the herd, so these are probably females. They will not only care for each other, but also to protect the young, so they stick together in a larger social group. Also, we are greeted by some greater flamingos. Now, the greater flamingo is the largest of the flamingo species, but actually the palest in that characteristic pink color. The color doesn't set in until about 1 to 2 years after flamingos hatch. They get it from eating the millions and millions of brown shrimp containing the beta-carotene protein. There's actually a little one that is right there. Now, that little one is my favorite way to tell you that elephants have a gestation period of 22 months. That is right. That mom had to carry around that little one for almost 2 years. Now, we are going to enter a new part of the savanna. This has a little bit more vegetation, and so be on the lookout for any animals hanging out in the shade. It could be really hard to spot them, especially at this time in the afternoon. Now, on our left-hand side, we're going to pass by a mud wallow. Now, mud is a natural form of sunscreen and insect repellent used by many large animals such as elephants, but also the rhinoceros. Not only is rolling around in the mud fun, but it is part of their skincare routine. So we're going to continue on ahead. It looks like someone was using that mud wallow not too long ago. So we will see if there's anyone in the area. Now, over on the left-hand side, laying down in that sunlight, there is a cheetah over there, my friends. Now, the cheetah is the fastest land animal in the world, reaching speeds of over 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. Now, that sprint does not last very long, only a few hundred yards, but during it, they use their incredibly long tail to act as a boat runner, able to quickly turn themselves. Cheetahs are not actually considered a big cat. They cannot roar. They actually meow, purr, and hiss. There's some more cheetahs laying down on that ground over there. Cheetah's claws are also not fully retractable. They are mostly out and they're ready to sprint at any moment's notice. Now, coming up over on our left-hand side, speaking of big cats, my friends, on top of this copy, there's some lions. Now, the lion is a nocturnal predator. They're mostly going to be active at night. So during the day, it's actually very surprising that they're up and about, because lions will sleep upwards of 20 hours. There's a perfect look at those lions, my friends. Now, like I was saying, they're mostly going to be sleeping during the day, so at night, that's where the female lions or lionesses will go out and do all the hunting. Well, the male lions, they will be the ones that stick back, protect the pride, and also take care of the young ones. Over on that right-hand side, there is the white rhinoceros, my friends. Looks like we found those rhinos. There's also an ostrich over there. Now, the white rhino is the larger of the African rhino species, weighing in at 5,000 to 6,000 pounds. They get their name from the Afrikaans word "vite," meaning wide, referring to their very wide and square-shaped mouth. So when we say it's the white rhino, it's nothing more than a mistranslation of that original word. That is probably one of the coolest looks at those lions I have ever seen, my friends. Now the ostrich, we're going to see it once more. The ostrich is the largest bird in the world. They stand up to 9 feet tall. They're also the fastest flightless bird and the fastest bipedal animal, or animal with 2 legs, running at speeds of 43 miles per hour. But of course, it wouldn't be Simba without Pumbaa. My friends, on the left-hand side, the warthog. Now the warthog is the largest burrowing animal in Africa. And while warthogs do know how to burrow, they have been known to reuse the burrow of other animals such as aardvarks. And even with those short little legs, warthogs can run up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. And that is the same speed as the rhino and the giraffe. So my bucket list race is between the rhino, the giraffe, and the warthog. Another look at those white rhinos over on that right-hand side, my friends. Now, rhinos actually have incredibly poor eyesight, so where those rhinos are standing, they definitely cannot see us. They rely on their senses of hearing and smelling to navigate and orient their worlds. Now, down on the ground on the right-hand side, I did notice some ostrich eggs. Those are the largest bird egg in the world. They can weigh up to 3 pounds and be equivalent to 24 chicken eggs. And we are going to enter the final part of the reserve. This is the Magadi Glen, home to the warden and the Nigerian dwarf goats. Now these goats, while small in size, they are fully grown. They're incredibly playful, love to climb on top of things and butt heads with each other. It's actually how they establish a hierarchy. Now these goats, they are natural grazers and are a great alternative to traditional cattle. They don't take up as much area, helping to conserve and protect wild land from human encroachment. They also are incredibly cute. Now as we pass by, go ahead and take a look at that yellow triangular box that's hanging in the middle. My friends, that is a beehive. Part of the beehive fence system from the Elephant and Bees Conservation Project. And so sit back, relax, as you get a little bit of story time about that project that started right here at Harambe. Now, a few years ago, some Kenyan farmers were having a bit of difficulty with the African elephants in the area. Elephants can eat upwards of 300 pounds of food a day, and so they saw farmland as a free buffet. Unfortunately, these farmers took it upon themselves to trap and poach these elephants to save their crops. And so to find a safer way to keep these elephants off their land, they reached out to scientists at Disney. And here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we discovered that elephants are scared of bees. They hear the buzzing coming from the hive, and they want nothing to do with it. And so the beehive fence system was put into place as a safe way to keep elephants back away from farmland, keeping the elephants safe, keeping the crops safe, but also giving the bees a safe place to call home. Now that, my friends, is a win for the humans, a win for the bees, and a win for the elephants. That's what we call a win for conservation. And it all started right here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And it does look like we are nearing the end of our journey today, so I would like to say a quick asante sana, or thank you for coming aboard my truck today. For all of my wilderness explorers, you have been riding on the Simba 1. That is Simba as in the Swahili word for lion, and 1 as in the number. Be sure to visit a wilderness explorer to earn your safari badge, but my friends, be prepared. They will ask you your favorite animal you saw today. Now, if you would like to see any more animals, I highly suggest that you check out the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Over at Gorilla Falls, you can see hippos, meerkats, okapis, and multiple other African animals. Now, my friends, here at Harambe, we do not like to say goodbye. That's far too sad and far too final, so instead we say Kwaherini. Kwaherini is a Swahili phrase that means to go well. And so, Kwaherini, friends, go well, go wild, go make a difference out there, and go enjoy the rest of your evening. Good, this is Animal Kingdom. Thanks for riding with me. You got it, Warden. My friends on the right-hand side, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs. Those doors are sliding open, and please watch your step down. Asante sana, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, everyone.